Hi there. Today I am going to be demonstrating the PECS, which is the Picture Exchange Communication System. It was originally developed in 1985 by Frost and Bondi. Today I'm going to be using the protocols from the 2002 Picture Exchange Communication System Manual by Frost. So PECS is used by presenting a communicative partner with pictures by the learner. These pictures are in the form of small cards, and they designate desired objects or items that the learner may want or need. The system is beneficial for individuals with motor and physical skills who possess motor and physical skills because they need to have the flexibility and dexterity to pick up and exchange cards, as well as be mobile about their environment because certain phases of PECS require that the learner travel a distance to exchange a picture to get what they want. It can be beneficial for any age, really, as long as they meet those physical requirements. It is often used for nonverbal individuals. However, sometimes children develop language, more verbal language, once they have started to use the PECS system. It's beneficial for individuals who don't necessarily initiate because its main focus in the beginning phases is to initiate conversation or initiate a request. Its strength is visual, so children with visual strengths are benefiting from this system. It would not be recommended for individuals with vision problems. It is also recommended for children with higher cognition because it can grow with them. However, children that are going to be having lengthy conversations and have verbal language developed to the point where they are going to have lengthy conversations, it is not recommended for them. So the very first phase of PECS, phase number 1, consists of getting the learner to exchange the pictures, to buy into the exchange of the pictures, equaling a request, and then getting the immediate feedback of whatever it is that they have requested, then they get. The first phase of PECS has 3 individuals participating in it. The first one is the learner. The second one is the communicative partner, which I am going to be demonstrating, as well as a third person who is an assistant. The assistant's job is solely to provide physical prompting or support for that learner so that the learner can reach physically to grab the PECS card and exchange it with the communicative partner. The assistant does not speak during the entire episode or during the entire training. So in order to demonstrate phase 1, I have M&Ms. Your best bet is to start with a high value item so that the learner buys into and is more willing to participate in the training of PECS. So I am starting with a picture of M&Ms. Sorry, there's a glare, but trust me, those are M&Ms. As well as having M&Ms on hand. So in the very beginning stages of PECS, you do not have anything in the environment aside from the picture that you are hoping to have the learner exchange, as well as the incentive for having the learner exchange. So the assistant who is sitting behind the learner is going to have the learner physically present this card to me, the communicative partner, in my hand. Once I receive this in my hand, immediately I give the learner an M&M. The incentive should be in sight of the learner. However, the learner should not be able to gain access to the item without exchanging the picture. So make sure they're at a far enough distance that your learner can't grab them and just take them. So the learner has the M&Ms. Once the learner picks up the card and is physically bringing it to you, the communicative partner, you open your hand to receive the picture. The moment it goes into your hand, you have an M&M waiting in your other hand, and you present it to the learner. In phase 2 of PECS, same 3 people, the learner, the communicative partner, and the assistant are all present. This phase focuses on distance. So once the learner learns to request using a card and getting what they want that is on that card, you can add in a sentence strip or Velcro board. This one is used from one of my other students' PECS binders. So I'm going to use this side of it. You would have Velcro on the back of your picture and stick it to the board. The learner is then going to be at some distance from you. First, you start off close proximity, and then you can be across the room or in a different room at that point. So this is teaching the learner that they need to bring you the communicative card in order to get whatever it is they are requesting. So if this was the case, the learner would have the M&Ms picture on the board. I would be in control of the M&Ms as the communicative partner. The assistant would be seated behind the learner, and I would be at a distance and not necessarily paying attention to the learner. So I would have the M&Ms. The learner would get up from their seat, remove the M&M card, bring it to me, and again, same as in the first phase. Once the learner reaches to put the card in my hand, I open my hand and present them immediately with the reward, the requested M&M. And that is phase 2. Also, I forgot to mention that when the learner presents you with the card, you say, "Oh, M&Ms," and then you hand the M&Ms. So same thing. If I was sitting over here, I would have the M&Ms. Partner or learner would present me with the M&Ms, and I would say, "Oh, M&Ms," and hand them the M&Ms to reinforce that verbal of what the picture is representing. The last phase I am going to demonstrate here today is phase 3. Phase 3, it will not have a physical prompter any longer, so the assistant will not be present. This is just the communicative partner and the learner. And in phase 3, you are going to be trying to work on differentiation between pictures. So you have your board, we have our M&Ms, and then we have a different picture, something that they wouldn't want. So again, M&Ms is a very high value item. In this case, I would use broccoli. Broccoli, not something very many of my kids would request. At this point, make sure you have both of those desired items on hand and available. So there's 2 pictures, broccoli and M&Ms. You have M&Ms and broccoli available for the learner. So they need to be able to see both of the items again, but they can't be such close proximity that the learner is able to grab them. So the learner at this point exchanges the M&Ms. If they pick the M&Ms, again, same thing. They reach for you. Once the card starts coming towards you as the communicative partner, you open your hand to receive the card and immediately present with the M&M and reinforce with the verbal M&M. If, however, the child picks the broccoli, you present them with the broccoli. Same thing, broccoli. Now, at some point, you are able to block the learner from the broccoli. So in the very beginning, once they're learning, when they're learning to differentiate between the pictures and not just pick the only picture that is there, because now there are 2, you can physically block them from taking the broccoli picture. Once they start to understand and grasp that they are picking the one that they want for what they want, then you don't have to block anymore and you can present with the broccoli. So those are the 3 phases of PECS that I am demonstrating today. There are also 3 other phases, a phase 4, a phase 5, and a phase 6. Phase 4 is you introduce the words I want. So you have a card that says, I want. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. And you start to teach the learner how to communicate in sentences and bring those sentences to an individual. Phase 5 is the same thing, but there is going to be, instead of just a picture of one thing and I want, so that they're creating a sentence with really only one option, you're going to have distractor pictures so that they have to differentiate between a variety of different pictures, which is where this comes into play. So you have a bunch of different pictures to pick from, and they need to pick that in combination with the I want and give it to the communicative partner. In phase 6, you introduce in other phrases instead of I want. So you would have I see. This one is good for lessons. I do it with brown bear, brown bear. So I have brown bear, and I have a mystery bag of things that they can see. So we read the book Brown Bear, Brown Bear. They they reach into the mystery bag, and I pull something out, or they pull something out, a peer pulls something out, and then they need to tell me with the I see sentence strip what they see. So that's it. I hope that I answered all the questions and you got a pretty brief overview of what PECS looks like. Thank you.